Hey everybody, I hope everybody's having a really good week this week. So this week what's popping and dropping is a 3-tier pop-up card. And as you can see, those teacups are moving there. Then we're going to also add something at the bottom down here so we can add a gift card if you want to add a gift card to this. So why don't we go ahead and head over to Design Space, and I'm going to show you everything that comes in this pop-up card. I'll meet you over there. Okay guys, here we are in Design Space. When you open the 3-tier teacup pop-up card, this is what the file will look something like. Down here at the bottom over here, these guys are just extra pieces if you would like to utilize them. Don't forget to go up and name and save your project so you can have it for a later time. And if you'd like, we can go ahead and add any additional pieces you would like to add to your card, and we can get them cut out, and I'll meet you at the craft table and I'll show you how to put this together. I'll see you there. Okay guys, to get started, let's get out our card base and our pretty paper. We have that score line to work on our card base, and then we can put our pretty paper on. And this week our card is going to open long ways like so. So why don't we go ahead and do that. All right, so we have our pretty paper on. Now let's work on our extra piece we're going to put on our pretty paper. So we have this piece here. I just chose to do mine in black, and then we're going to take whatever cups we decided to make. So they'll line up on your card like so. So let's go ahead and place these down. Then once we have our teacups done, it looks something like this. And then we're just going to line that up on the edge of our pretty paper and put it down like that. So let's go ahead and do that. Now let's go ahead and work our mechanism here. So at the top where there's two slits, oh, there you go, you might can see that we have a score line right there. So let's work that score line. And then I'm going to work it back the other way. And then once I have it worked back the other way, it should look something like that. But we have a slanted score line there. If you put your thumbnail in there and then bend it forward and then back the other way, and then if we open this piece up, our two outside pieces, if you push those back, see how I just pushed it back, it will pop that little lever out, and then we can just fold it down. And then you should have something that looks like that. And then we have a score line right underneath it, not too far, and that's going to be a mountain fold. And then one towards the bottom here, and that'll be a mountain fold also. So you should end up with something looking like this. Now you can put this anywhere in your card. I'm going to center mine. So I'm just going to find where I think is about the center. And then we're going to take this bottom tab and we're going to place it down on our card base that's closest to us. You just don't want to go over that score line. Then what we're going to do is lay this guy flat, and then the part down here that we can fold, we're going to fold it back into this long piece. And then just on this section where I've marked it with the pencil, so all of this, is where we're going to put glue, and then we're going to fold our card to us like so. So let's do that. And then once you think it's dry enough, you can open it up, and we should have something looking like that. Now let's get out our teacups. Now for the saucer, you don't have to put these on, but I like them on. It makes it, to me, just look a little bit more dimensional. There's a little sliver that goes right down at the bottom like so. And you could mix and match these too if you wanted to switch them out. But anyways, let's go ahead and glue these guys on the bottom of our pieces. Now we're going to take our saucers, and we're just going to, in those little slots that's cut out, we're going to stack. You can stack these however you want. You want to stack them like that. I'm just going to put a little glue here and then put my other saucer on top. And then we're going to take one of our little teacups, and we're going to put it in that, or wherever you want on this guy. But I'm going to put mine kind of in the center. The second teacup, so first, second, and third, whichever one is going to be your second teacup, we need to get that out. And then we need to get our little spiral out that looks something like that. You can see my ring here, and I just put this white so it'll be easier to see. Here is my handle. You want the spiral to look like this, so this end is on the bottom and to your right. So if we have it like that, we need to flip it around so the spiral starts at the bottom here. And about right before the cup handle, about right there, is where I'm placing this edge of my spiral. So what I'm going to do, and this doesn't have to be precise, is I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this end down here, like so. And then I'm going to flip it back over. And about right there, I'm hoping you can see that, is where I put my spiral. And you only want glue on this little section, and don't get glue on the rest of your spiral. So we're going to put this inside of our card now. Position this on our little lever in here however you would like. I want mine kind of cockeyed. So I'm going to take and put a little glue on this section right here, where I put the X, which is the part where it kind of sticks out. And then I'm going to take and glue my teacup down like so. Um, Putting a little glue on there. And I'm going to glue it down here, the base of my cup. I'm going to try to do it this way so you can see. So now you can see the teacup moving. Now we really want to make sure our cup is dried. And once you think it's dried, what we're going to do is we need to get glue on that circle piece right in the center. Okay, so here's the circle that we glued on the back of our cup. This is the dot. Mine didn't cut all the way properly, but that dot in the center is what we want to put our glue on to adhere it to the back of our cup. Okay, I wanted to show you the area just in case it doesn't capture on the camera where I'm putting the glue. So if you kind of bend your card back like so, and just in that big center circle, you're going to put a little bit of glue in there. That's my glue. And then we can go ahead and shut our card and wait for that dry. You don't want to do too much glue because you don't want anything else to stick to the other little circles in there. And then once you open it up, there you can see we have that there. There you go. See it popping out, and then you can see what I've glued in there. Just that big circle in the center. And now that I can open it, I can give it a good press. All right, so now we got our cup on. We have it glued, the spiral glued to the back of our cup. Now we can get out our cup pieces. This is our little cup here we've already glued together. That's just going to go on this base here. And it's just a little bit easier to put this cup on before we place this guy down. So we can just take some glue and then we're going to place this guy on this back piece here. Isn't that neat so far? Now for this guy, and put a little glue on this one spiral that's sticking out the most. And if you want to check it out first, you know what I say, use some tape that's not going to adhere it permanently. Or if you have a glue dot, that might work too. And if you want to tilt the cup this way or that, it's all up to you. You just don't want it coming outside of your. And if you notice, I did stretch mine out just a little by pulling it away from the card. So you might have to just stretch it just a little. And then I'm going to put a little glue on this back piece where I want to place it. You see that glue? There you go. You can see that glue dot right there. Position my cup where I want it to sit. And we just don't want it to come outside of our card. So that's about where I'm putting it. So look at that movement there. Isn't that cool? Here we have some extra pieces that we can put on our teacups. This tea bag, how it works is we have a score line here and we just work that. And then once we have it worked, we can slip a little piece of string through here. Then we'll take our glue and put a lid on that tab. And then I take my little piece of string and put it back up there on that glue. Just enough so it doesn't show. And then just fold it over to the back of our tea bag. And then I think I'm going to cut a little bit of my string off here. And then I'm going to glue my two little tea bag ends together. I just used a little bit of double-sided tape to set my string in place. Then I can take this piece and glue it down on top. There's a tea bag. Now we can put some of these on our teacups. So I think I'm going to put a spoon here, like so. And you can put it on this next one. You can put on a teaspoon on all of them if you like. So I'm just going to put a little glue on the bottom of my spoon. And then the other thing I think I'm going to use is this tea bag. And I think I'm going to glue it to this top one here. Just make sure you're not putting your tea bag where it can be seen. And then I think I'm going to just put a little glue over here and then put my tag over there. And I think that's all I'm going to put on my teacups. I like that. So the next thing we can get out is our gift card holder. I've done it on this sheet here with lines so it's easier to see how to work the folds. Let's start at this end where there's a extra tab down here. And let's work that first score line there. Then once we have that worked, let's work our next guy. Now when you work him, you're just going to work it down to this score line. Don't worry about folding this tab down. So I'm just working it like so, and then I'm going to turn it over and work it the other way. So we have a mountain fold going on. And I'm just kind of pinching it until I get down to that slanted score line. And then when I get there, I'm just going to pinch it and then work it back and forth. And don't worry about this piece looking like that. And if you fold it up, you're not going to mess anything up. It'll still work. So once you have that worked, let's go to this next score line and work it. Okay, so now that we have this section worked, if we fold it up like in an accordion, so this mountain, then the next one will be a valley, and then this one will be a mountain. Once you start working that, it should fold up very nicely like so. Then we can go down to this next section and we're going to do the exact same thing we did over there. So let's work that first score line there. Then we're going to do the next one. We're going to start and then fold it back the other way so it's a mountain fold. And then once we get to that slanted score line, we're just going to pinch it and then work it back and forth. Now we're just going to do the opposite of what we did. So this one is going to be the mountain fold, valley, and you see as I'm working it, it's already making this end fold up just like we want it. Now we can work this next line. Then let's fold it back up like we did that other side. And we're going to fold this one up. And then we should have something and this funny little flaps down here at the end. Now let's work just this bottom score line. We haven't worked it yet. And then fold it all back up into place. So once it's in place, you can open it up, and we want to put glue just along this tab here, and then we're going to fold this guy over like so. And lighter weight paper works better for this piece. Now we can turn it to the bottom here, and these two tabs we can go ahead and work that score line, and it should be very easy to do, to just pinch it right like that. So now we have these two little tabs and our two little flaps. Fold this up like I have it, and then you start pushing it down. It will work that last score line that we need. Open the end back up, and then we're going to just put glue on these tabs and then fold one of our pieces down on it, and then fold whichever flap you're going to fold into it. And then we're going to take this tab, one of them, it doesn't matter which one, and put glue on it and then fold it into our other tab. And I'm just going to get down in my bag and make sure my other tab is stuck down there. And then I'm going to fold it all back up and then give it a good rub. And before I put it in, I wanted to put Enjoy on the top of mine. And then you can put it wherever you want. I think I'm going to add a 2 spoons over here, my leftover spoons. I think I'm going to add them like that. And then to put this on, we're just going to put glue on that tab right there. And then our last thing we have to do is, if you're doing the back, I'm going to do a big T tag. And there we have it, guys. Love these colors together. Perfect thank you card for anyone. And then we open it up and we have all of that movement there. And then the cool part is we have a place to slide in a gift card. Isn't that neat? And then on the back, we have a T tag to write a nice little message to somebody. I think our card turned out pretty good, guys. What is the most well-behaved drink? Tea, because the others are naughty. Guys, I want to thank you so much for stopping by and crafting with me. Don't forget to stop by next week to see what's popping and dropping. Bye.